favor of ending debate on the amended Article 16, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Aye. I declare an affirmative vote. Okay, then a vote on amended Article 16 to see if the town will raise an appropriate sum of $0 to strike the paved road. All in favor of placing that on the ballot as I read it, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay? No. We'll declare that an affirmative vote. It will go on the ballot with the sum of $0. Article 17, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the total sum of $65,000 to repair the portion of the Darby Brook that was damaged by the June and July 2013 rains, and of this total to accept a grant of $48,750 from the U.S. Department of Agricultural Natural Resources Conservation Service, with the remaining $16,250 to come from taxation. Majority vote required, not recommended by the selectmen. The selectmen voted 1 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention. This is an addition to warrant article number 2, the operating budget. So I have a motion. Have a second? Moved and seconded that Article 17 be placed on the ballot as written. I have discussion. Mike.
Is this town property?
I'll speak it. No, it's not town property, and I voted against this. The NRCS came to us, not the other way around. Natural Resources Conservation Service. And they had identified a couple of places where Darby Brook was sort of out of bounds from their perspective. And we went up there to look at it, and one thing we didn't want to talk about at all. That's fine, we'll leave that. This other place is sort of across from Moulton's and Lemire's. And it's on private property. I haven't even figured out whose yet. And there were some trees like this that were undercut, and they fell over. And then it undercut some more, and you can actually walk under that undercut and stand. You know, it's up here, and that's going to collapse. And at some point, maybe we'll get enough rain to have that cut just keep continuing until it gets all the way to the road. They want to fix it now for a total of $50,000, whatever that number was, 65. And it's my opinion that it may not happen in the next several years that that'll get all the way to endanger the road. And I figure that by the time it does get all the way to the road, we can just have the town guys pour stone in it and pave it again. It doesn't need to be this complicated.
The reason I brought it up is down in, this has no relation to Alstead. Down the Spruillville Bridge, Luke Landry's house, the river is basically going to come in there, but after the river don't want to do anything about that, why are they worried about that?
I don't know. They came to us.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
With all this wood that you're talking about, quite a few of the residents of Alstead eat by wood. Isn't there a way that that could be cut and drawn out?
That wood belongs to the landowner, and we have nothing to say about it.
And it's softwood.
Elizabeth?
Can I make a motion to amend this to 0?
Moved and seconded to amend Article 17 to the sum of $0. Discussion on the amendment? Moved and seconded that we end discussion on the amendment to Article 17. All those in favor of ending discussion or moving the question, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say nay. That's an affirmative vote. We will end discussion on the amendment. I will now take a vote on the amendment. All those in favor of the question to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a total sum of $0 to repair the portion of the Darby Brook that was damaged by the June and July 2013 rains. And if this total would accept a grant of $48,750 from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources Conservation Service, with the remaining $16,250 come from taxation. All those in favor of that amendment to $0, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Nay. I'll take that as an affirmative vote on the amendment. I am now opening the discussion of the amended motion up.
Point of order, Bill. If we change the 65 to 0, we ought to change the other dollar amount to 0 as well, just for clarity.
That would make sense. I don't know the technicalities of that.
You can scratch it out.
Number 16.
I can change it if you'd like. I'll come change it. Yeah.
The author of the amendment has changed her amendment so that all three figures on Article 17 read 0. With those numbers in mind, I am going to take another vote on the amendment. I won't read it again. All three numbers at 0. Those in favor of that amendment, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, I will declare that amendment to have passed. I am now reopening the amended motion. Amending.
We hear from whichever selectman voted in the affirmative for this warrant article.
I did. And the reason I did was because once NRCS sees this problem, now we have to write a letter to, if this passes and we don't appropriate the funds for it, we have to write a letter to them that says, we don't want your money. They say, that's fine, you want our money. If we ever want their money again for that spot, we will never be eligible for it.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's most certainly private property, but it's a public waterway. And there was two of them, and I voted against one of them. You didn't even have the opportunity to see it because we didn't even put it on. One of them was just above the temporary bridge. There's some rocks that had come off that bank and had gotten in the way, and they feel that that was one of them. And I said, nah, I really, in my professional opinion of nothing, when it comes to things like this, I don't see that as big an issue. Where the washout is, if you get out of your car and you look at it, you can see where that would be a much larger issue, and it could definitely cost us money in the not-too-distant future. So I thought, that one I can buy into, I get that one, and I really don't want to throw away money that we could get, which is what we will do. They will not fund us if anything happens there again. Thank you.
Wait, and back.
I always understood that the state owns all the water in the state of New Hampshire. They own the water in the lake, they own the water in the pond. So why would we have to worry about the water that's coming down through? They should have to worry about it.
Because of the damage it would cause our property as townspeople.
Well, then they will fix it first.
I will have you at that meeting, and you're going to have a much better chance of getting your way than I probably would. I'd be more afraid of you than me.
Lakewood?
If this water damage does occur, do we have an estimated cost for fixing the road?
No idea.
Would it be more than $50,000? Twice as much, three times as much?
At least as much, so that it's even. How about that?
Michael?
Yeah, thank you. My question is, are there strings attached to the $48,750? It says to accept a grant. We had to put out a certain amount of money saying this is what's going to cost us, what you give us. So we can't just take our $48,750 and put it to use.
No, we are discussing the amended Article 17 with all dollar figures amended to zero. We're discussing the amended article, which means it's still open to further amendments or further questions and discussion. Mike?
The state owns all the waterways, but why isn't the state putting money towards the wireless pool then? That's state waterway.
You have to ask somebody.
I don't see the consequence.
It's a man-made structure.
We want to get money for that, but then not for Gold River.
That's a much larger debate that I couldn't even begin to enter into.
Joe?
Yes, my personal experience with this organization, when you get a grant from them, you're liable for a 10-year period where you have to maintain and keep an upkeep. And if you don't, you have to repay back the grant. So I'm sure we'll be liable for that for the portion of the grant. So I think that all this work should be done by our private landowners.
Tom?
Call the question.
Do you have a second? I'm calling the question. Okay, moved and seconded that we end debate on the amended Article 17. All those in favor of moving the question, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? I'll declare that affirmative vote. I will take a vote on the amended article. All those in favor of placing Article 17 on the ballot to read to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the total sum of $0 to repair the portion of Darby Brook that was damaged by the June and July 2013 rains, and of this total to accept a grant of $0 from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Natural Resource Conservation Service, the remaining $0 comes from taxation. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I declare that affirmative vote. Article 17 will go on the ballot with all funds from $0. Article 18, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $80,000 to pave North Road and the aprons of Old Settlers Road, Prentice Hill Road, and Camp Brook Road. Majority vote required. Recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant Article 2 of the operating budget. Do I have a motion?
Move the article be placed on the ballot.
Do I have a second? Second. Moved and seconded that Article 18 be placed on the ballot as written. Do I have discussion? Ira? Do I have Ira's made an amendment. Do I have a second? Moved and seconded to amend Article 18 to the sum of $0. Discussion on the amendment. Ira?
Yes, for years, we've had these intersections the way they are. I know why the $80,000 is put there, for the grader to get around, because they put like Pinebrook Road to get out into 123, and it is sort of a safety factor. But they've been doing this for how many years? All our vehicles, grader included, all have radios, brushed out radios. We got police to back it. If they need to get out into 123, and if this is a safety factor, we got people in the highway traffic, and direct traffic, stop traffic, lane traffic, stop traffic. And that's a whole lot cheaper than spending $80,000. Maybe in time. I know at the last meeting, David said that they won't come and pay at a lower amount. Well, I found out that they do.
They will come and pay at a lower amount, but it will be a higher dollar amount per ton.
But at this time, $80,000 the way money is tight for everybody, that's my reason for it.
You're not talking 80,000, he went up to 150,000. After 80,000 here and 130 there.
That was last year.
That was last year.
I live on Pine Cliff Road, and that entrance where they want to pave is going toward my house. And I've been driving that road for 18 years, 20 years, and I don't see any reason to spend $80,000 at this time to do that. There's never been an accident with the grader. There's never been an issue with the grader. I potential. I don't disagree with the potential. Potential just means you ain't done it yet. So, to spend $80,000, when we have people who can direct traffic around that grader if need be, if they have access to radio, call them in for 5 minutes. I think it's an expenditure we don't need.
Steve?
Is that price influenced by the, they're gonna fill this in? If they fill it in? Well, I fill the engine in.
What we're going to do is take out each station. In a aprons on here, so when the grader comes out, it's coming to square it off. The grader will be able to talk about filling in.
I think instead of Bredesville Road, we should be
Correct, that's what I was gonna.
Okay, have you all heard that? Where the article reads Prentice Hill Road is intended to read Pine Cliff Road.
There's a car out back, Honda, with its headlights on, nothing to do with what's going on, but if that's somebody in here,
Hey, John.
The paving for North Road, is that just a ship job or is that a real?
Here.
The part that's also part of this warrant article is the paving of North Road. And I'm just curious, is it a,
we shipped all the way from the four corners last year with the other money, when we got up as far as 80 tracks almost. That was just a ship there, that needs another small ship in places, and from where we left off to the end of the track, and two aprons on the wholesalers road, both the tape and the half of the line.
Oh, really? Yeah. Longer than we want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's its next name now? Depends on the
I was asking you to tell us what it costs to do this North Road section without the aprons.
The question was, what would it cost to pave North Road but not do the apron?
Okay, the shed's overlay on North Road is 475 tons, and the Old Settlers intersection aprons is 220 tons. So that number there, multiplied by 9, I think is what the number was, yes.
Well, how much is that?
We're still on the, David's still on the floor.
Tell me the number is 42,750, and North Road, and then on the other bit.
No, did you say 200 also for the apron?
Yeah.
220 for the apron.
Okay, that wasn't figured in there.
The 475 and 220 is
That's another $18,000.
You want 475, right?
But you, them two aprons are four. So, like right there, you really should do the 220 ton to fix that whole intersection.
Okay, so I haven't given you that figure. I will multiply that.
It's about 18 grand.
Yeah. 19,800 onto that.
20 to 40 is 60. 60 to the 80. Come on, really? I used to do that.
61, right? 61,750. $62,750.
Okay, so the answer for paving North Road and the aprons at the end of North Road
On the two Old Settlers Road, right there where Katie Craig's intersection.
was $62,750. The answer.
That can only be an estimate, because if you're not going to do a project in this organization, you're not going to for the tonnage price is going to go up.
Okay, that comment was that it might be more than that because the tonnage price might go up if they're doing a lesser amount. Elizabeth? Moved and seconded that we end debate on the amendment to Article 18. All of those in favor of ending debate on the amendment, moving the question, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, I will take a vote on the amendment to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $0 that we've to pave North Road and the aprons on Old Settlers Road, Prentice Hill Road, and Camp Brook Road. All in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? No. I'm going to ask for a show of hands. Amending Article 18 to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $0. Please say, raise your hand with your voting now. All of those opposed to the amendment to amend Article 18 to the sum of $0, please raise your voting card. That was yes vote 63, no vote 35. So I declare that to be an affirmative vote on the amendment. We will now open discussion on amended Article 18. Article 18 amended to amended to $0. Discussion on that. Moved and seconded that we end debate on amended Article 18. All in favor of moving the question, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. All right, we'll declare that an affirmative vote, and I will take a vote on the amended article. Article 18, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $0 to pave North Road and the apron on Old Settlers Road. It should be Pine Cliff Road and Camp Brook Road. All in favor of the amended article, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Okay, that is what will go on that. Article 19, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,000 to purchase 2 electronic signs, and of that total, authorize the selectmen to apply for and accept the grant to cover $2,500 of the cost, with the remaining $2,500 to come from taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen. This is in addition to warrant Article 2, the operating budget. Do I have a motion? Moved and seconded that Article 19 be placed on the ballot as read. Do you have discussion, John?
I'd like to know what the selectmen, what type of signs you're buying. What?
You want to deal with this, Buster? You put a lot of work into it. What's up, Buster?
During the June, July floods, we realized that one of the things that we needed desperately was science. That roads were closed, that other things that were going on that you needed to know about. And we also thought we could combine this kind of thing with something that we could program to say that there's a parade today, or whatever events are going to be on. We've also discovered that surrounding towns would like to rent these signs from us from time to time. So from a safety standpoint, we thought it was a good idea, especially when Homeland Security said that there was grant money available for this type of thing. So we put in, we wrote the paperwork up, and we need an affirmative vote in March in order to apply for the grant. Yes.
So Wesley, what would be your return time? Do you think, how many times would you have to rent to make your money back?
I don't know.
So it could potentially pay for itself in a couple of
Oh,
years?
yes, it's very easy to go to the top.
Bob?
It has the potential to get the return on investment. We would have to find out what the market bears to rent them out. And how often they would, other towns would rent them. We've been told that yes, other towns will say, yes, we'd like very much to rent this sign.
Gentlemen back on the floor.
Those signs take a lot of upkeep to keep them up in par. If they're solar signs, you have to change the batteries in those every 2 years, and they take like 30. There's a lot of money, you're not gonna make money on the money.
Not this size of signs. These are not huge signs that the state has, $30,000 signs.
What are the,
These are smaller signs, much smaller signs. And they can also be plugged in.
Can you tell me if the grant is required for two signs, or is that amount eligible for one sign as well?
We thought that for our purposes, we'd like to go with 2 signs.
No, my question is the grant. Is the grant $2,500 for one sign, or is it required that you get two?
The grant will cover the cost of 2 signs.
So the grant, if we only apply for one sign, we'd only be eligible for $1,250?
Yes.
And not $2,500 that year?
Sir?
When the town looked at going with these signs, that have arrows going between them, not the electronic, somebody physically has got to go out to the board and put the letters in, something like a gas station.
No, we didn't look at that.
Elizabeth?
To make a motion to amend this to zero, we never had them, we don't need them, it's a perfect example of something we cut out of your normal household budget.
Would you repeat that motion and bring it up, please?
Yep. Want to amend this to say $0
In all 3 places.
in all three, there's 3 places, yeah. In all 3 places.
We have an amendment before us, been seconded. I am now opening discussion on the amended motion, and I'm sorry, I missed Marcelo before I recognized Elizabeth, and I would like to give him a chance to speak.
I'm not 100% sure what Clarence is looking at exactly, but I think I know what the product is. Just to clarify, these signs are portable. They can be moved from location to location throughout town, throughout the
are programmable, easily programmable to say whatever